The war in Gaza is a deeply complex and tragic conflict rooted in decades of historical, political, and territorial disputes between Israelis and Palestinians. Intensifying in recent years, the latest escalation began in October 2023 when Hamas, the militant group governing the Gaza Strip, launched a surprise attack on southern Israel. The assault involved rocket barges and ground incursions, resulting in the deaths of approximately 1,200 people and the abduction of over 200 hostages. In response, Israel declared war and initiated a comprehensive military campaign in Gaza, including widespread airstrikes, a full siege cutting off food, water, and electricity, and a large-scale ground invasion aimed at dismantling Hamas's military infrastructure. The human toll in Gaza has been devastating. Palestinian health authorities report tens of thousands killed, many of them women and children, and hundreds of thousands displaced from their homes. Critical infrastructure, including hospitals, schools, and residential neighborhoods, has sustained extensive damage. The United Nations and numerous humanitarian organizations have described the situation as catastrophic, with widespread famine-like conditions and a collapse of basic services due to the blockade and relentless bombing. Israel maintains that its military campaign is a necessary act of self-defense aimed at eliminating Hamas, which it and many Western nations designate as a terrorist organization. However, the scale of civilian casualties and destruction has ignited global debate and condemnation. Human rights groups and international bodies, including the International Court of Justice, are investigating potential war crimes by both sides. South Africa has brought a case against Israel, accusing it of violating the Genocide Convention, a claim Israel strongly denies, asserting its actions are in accordance with international law. The conflict has sparked massive protests worldwide, with demonstrators calling for a ceasefire, humanitarian aid access, and long-term peace. Diplomatic efforts, led by Egypt, Qatar, the United States, and the United Nations, have repeatedly sought a pause in fighting and hostage prisoner exchanges, but achieving lasting de-escalation remains elusive. Underlying the immediate violence is the unresolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict, with core issues such as borders, security, refugees, and the status of Jerusalem still unaddressed after decades of failed negotiations. The war in Gaza underscores the urgent need for a comprehensive, just, and sustainable political solution. Without meaningful dialogue, accountability, and international cooperation, the cycle of violence is likely to continue, perpetuating suffering for generations on both sides. The war's impact extends beyond military engagements. Gaza's already fragile economy has collapsed under the weight of Israel's blockade, which restricts the flow of goods, fuel, and humanitarian aid. Over 90% of the population relies on humanitarian assistance for survival. In Israel, the attacks have hardened public sentiment in favor of retaliation, even as the cost of the war in terms of lives and infrastructure has been severe. The conflict has also strained international alliances, with some nations calling for peace talks while others take sides. The United States and its allies have continued to support Israel militarily, while countries in the global south and parts of Europe have increasingly criticized Israel's response, urging immediate aid and a two-state solution. Efforts to broker a ceasefire have been inconsistent, with temporary agreements like the November 2023 deal, allowing limited aid and the release of hostages, offering fleeting respite. However, as of mid-2024, the cycle of violence persists, with both sides viewing the war as existential. The human toll, however, remains staggering. Each life lost and every displaced family adds to the grim tally of a conflict that shows no sign of abating. For now, the world watches, prayers for peace drowned out by the thunder of war. The war in Gaza is not merely a regional crisis. It is a testament to the human capacity for both violence and resilience, and a stark reminder of the urgent need for diplomacy over destruction.